What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Nerd Corner. It is your boy Lotus, the kid who never knows best. And in today's video, I'm back with another sustaining industry. You guys already know what it is. Those anime and manga hauls that you love so much that I haven't seemed to been doing for the last several months. But yeah, if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen one of these videos before, essentially what this is me showing my support for the anime and manga industry by picking up my favorite series and adding them to my collection. And if you've been around for a minute, you know what this is all about. Well then, without further ado, we just gonna get into them pickups. So let's get it popping. Alright, so I got a couple other things I want to kick this off with before we actually get into the manga pickups part of the video. And to start it, we have the Super Saiyan Trunks SH figure arts, which I'm more than happy to add to the collection. So big shout out to the homie Rhymestyle for sending this my way. If you didn't already know, Future Trunks is my favorite character in all of Dragon Ball. So now I've got this one and the other variation, you know, the premium color edition with the Capsule Corp jacket and the sword and those dope boots that I love so much. But yeah, more than happy to add Future Trunks to the collection. It's crazy to think that this man Rhyme is so generous and he just keeps sending these figures my way. But hey, I ain't mad at it. I ain't complaining. The more my collection grows without me having to drop a dime, you ain't gonna hear not a complaint out of me. So it is what it is. Only thing though, something I was hoping to do when I got this figure in the mail was to try and put the heads from this one onto the body of the other one, because I like the other one's outfit more, but I like this one's hairstyles more. And unfortunately the joints are different, so it didn't really match up, because honestly my favorite variation, like my favorite look for Trunks would be this right here. I think that's when Trunks looked the dopest. I already think he's like the dopest design character in all of Dragon Ball, but definitely when he had the ponytail, but with this outfit is when I thought, yeah, that boy looking clean. But it is what it is. I still like them both equally, so yeah, more than happy to add this to the collection. And I've said that, what, like 5 times now? So anyway, moving on, we got a few video games I want to show you guys, and the first one is Persona 5. So big shout out to the homie Afro Senju for hooking me up with this one right here. It seems I've been getting care packages left and right from the squad ever since you know, I've met all these awesome people. But yeah, I have never played anything from the Persona franchise prior to this game. I didn't know anything about Persona. And with that being said, a couple of homies in squad like Toasty and Omega and Afro, they were like, bro, you gotta play it, it's the greatest thing ever, etc, etc. And I was like, all right, cool, sure, you send it my way, I'll definitely give it a shot. And not only did I give it a shot, I did my first playthrough, which took about 120 hours, and then I immediately went on to New Game Plus, which took me in about another 80 hours, and I put over 200 hours into this game, and I've made my way onto my third playthrough, because honestly, this game is incredible. This is probably my new favorite game of all time. So if that means anything to you, if you're someone out there who has yet to play the game, you've been on the fence, you've been hesitating, you're thinking about it, I say go for it, dog, because I'm not one to fall for the hype. I'm not into this for the hype. I played this game, I experienced it, and I just had a ton of fun, and I just could not put it down. So yeah, Persona 5, incredible game, possibly my new favorite of all time. Amazing soundtrack, great story. I love the fighting system, you know, the combat in this game, the characters. It was great. It was a hell of a ride, and one that I'm still enjoying for the third time. So yeah, Persona 5, great game. Hop on it if you haven't before. Shout out to the homie Afro for sending this my way. And then next up, we've got Injustice 2, a fighting game from NRS, you know, the same guys who bring us Mortal Kombat, which is something that I have been playing for years since I was a kid. But yeah, I haven't been playing this as often as I've been playing the other games that I picked up lately, mostly because all my homies in squad haven't really been playing this one as much as they did when it first released. But it is what it is. I still play from time to time by myself, but if anybody out there would like to run some matches with me, let me know. You can find me on Twitter at Lotus_Sakura. Link is in the description as always, where you guys can find me. Follow me, interact with me, because that's the easiest and fastest way to get in touch with your boy. But yeah, Injustice 2, been playing that here and there. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed the story in that one. Love the combat system. So that's that. Now, I also got 2 more other games that I can't show you on camera because I got them digitally and not physically. But yeah, that would be Guilty Gear Rev 2, which I've been having a ton of fun with the homies ZZ, Toasty, and Rhymestyle, and whoever else jumps in every once in a while, Moon Monkey and all those guys. And yeah, man, it's an incredible game. It's also made by Arc System Works, so it's kind of giving us a little bit of preparation for, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ for that release in 2018, which you already know I'm gonna be all over. And I've also been playing a lot of Tekken 7. I was looking forward to this game for a couple of years now. If you've been on this channel for a minute, and I mean like way back, like near the origin of the channel, you know that I'm a longtime Tekken fan. I've been playing Tekken since I was literally about 3 years old. It was one of the first games I ever played, and it was the first fighting game I ever played, and I love that series. I love that franchise. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Tekken, and again, if anybody ever wants to run any matches in any of these games, hit me up on Twitter. That's your best bet. So yeah, and now with all that out of the way, we can finally get into the manga pickups, and the first thing I want to show you guys is Volume 3 of Platinum End. Now, I know a lot of people have very strong opinions about this series, and I don't blame you, because this is coming from somebody who likes the series and enjoys it. I can tell you straight up that this is the most edgy, pretentious, convoluted story that I have read yet. Now for me, I like that kind of thing. You know, I'm an edgelord. I like that type of stuff. But I definitely can understand why this is so off-putting for so many people, and I definitely see why more and more people are falling off of the series as it goes along. But for me, you know, the biggest selling point for me in this series is Takeshi Obata's artwork, because you guys know, if you follow me for the manga content, that Takeshi Obata is by far my favorite illustrator, and I think this is his strongest work yet. And I'll give you guys some examples on screen. I don't want to flip through this right here on camera because it's very explicit and very mature in content, so I don't want to open up to a page that could get us in some trouble here. But yeah, I'll give you guys some examples of his artwork because it just needs to be seen, it needs to be shown. Takeshi Obata, that boy, he's not human, man. He's not human. Things he can do with a pen are just incredible. But yeah, Platinum Man Volume 3, still enjoying the series. You gotta see that dope prism effect on the cover there. But yeah, Platinum Man, great covers, dope spine, like the back. The only complaint I have about Platinum Man right now is the fact that this third volume, which it looks really dope, right? But it's a different color than the previous two volumes or the first few volumes, and a different spine, which I don't have an issue with series that have like alternating colors for spines, or like if every spine is a different color. But my thing is that the first two are the same, but seemingly every volume from 3 onward are going to be different. So then it's going to look kind of awkward on the shelf, and just, I don't know, just a little nitpick, not a huge deal, but just bothers me just a tiny bit, but it is what it is. So Volume 3 of Platinum Man. And then moving on, we've got Volume 1 of Dragon Ball Super, and this is another one that's been kind of polarizing for a lot of people. You know, people debate about which is better, the manga or the anime, and then there's a handful of people out there who just think they're both garbage. But as a Dragon Ball fan, I like them both. I haven't been keeping up with the manga, you know, every month the chapter releases, because I don't really enjoy reading online. So all I've really read is this first volume, and I like it. I think Toyotaro is an incredible artist, and he does a great job of emulating Toriyama's style, even though he's got his own little flair on it. And I like all the homages, you know, back to the original Dragon Ball when it comes to different poses and lore and stuff. So I'm enjoying the manga. I know a lot of people aren't, but I am, and I'm going to continue to pick it up as it continues to release. So looking forward to more of that. I've also been watching the anime every week as those episodes release. And then we have Boruto, Naruto Next Generations Volume 1. Now, I have been watching the Boruto anime. It's alright, you know, we're not doing anything crazy right now. I'm waiting for the next arc, a more serious arc where we're getting more fighting. You know, once all the current generation graduates from the Ninja Academy, we get to some more serious stuff. But when it comes to the manga, I like it. It's okay. My biggest complaint, my biggest gripe with this series is the artwork. Mikio Ikemoto, I know Masashi Kishimoto has a lot of faith and trust in him. He was handpicked by him. I know he worked as an assistant for Kishimoto for years, and that's why he was so willing to hand the series over to him and let him, you know, take the lead on this. But if you ask me, man, Ikemoto's got a long way to go when it comes to his artwork. I think this is some of the weakest art in my entire collection, and I'm just not a fan at all. And I can only remain optimistic and hope that with time he will improve and he will get better. His line work will get more confident. He'll refine his character designs a little bit more, because I really feel like he's ruined a lot of characters in this series with their designs. Sarada's being over-sexualized and she just looks all wonky. Boruto's clothing design changes I'm not a fan of. Sasuke looks like Severus Snape now, and then you got characters like Himawari, Hinata, who just have like these egg-shaped heads, and it's a mess, man. It's a mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. I gotta keep it 100. I'm gonna continue to buy it because, you know, as you can obviously tell, I'm a longtime Naruto fan, and I do like the characters and the world and the story and all that. So I am enjoying it, but the artwork is the only complaint that I have, and just like I said, I can only hope that it improves over time. But yeah, Boruto Naruto Next Generations Volume 1. I'm gonna continue to pick that up as well. And now we move on to the biggest part of this haul, and that is the third and final box set for Naruto, volumes 49 through 72. And for me, this is probably the most meaningful and the most special pickup that I've ever purchased, you know, as a manga collector, because Naruto means so much to me. It was one of the first anime that I ever watched. It was the first manga that I ever started reading, and it's a manga that I read for over 10 years up until its completion in November of 2014. And I just have so much nostalgia, so much attachment, so much history with this series. And it's not the greatest series in the world. It's not my favorite series ever. And I know it's far from perfect. It's got tons of flaws, but I love this series for what it's worth, man. And it's just, it means so much to me. So to finally own this entire series, volumes 1 through 72, it means a lot to me. It's definitely one of those major milestones for me as a manga collector to have finally, you know, achieved and you know, surpassed. So yeah, we'll get into these volume covers. I'll try and go through them as quickly as I can because there's quite a bit of them. So it's probably gonna take a minute, but you guys know I like to, you know, ramble and whatever. But yeah, let's get into it. So first up, we've got volume 49. And I usually would show the backs of each of these, but since there's so many volumes, it's gonna eat up too much time. So I'm really just gonna show the covers because I really want you guys to see every single cover because they're just so sick. So many of them are so beautiful. And here we have volume 50. And I know a lot of people have, again, polarizing opinions when it comes to Naruto, but one thing that you cannot disagree with is that Masashi Kishimoto can draw his ass off for a good volume cover, because some of these covers are just absolutely incredible. I think all of Naruto has great covers, but they just got better and better as time went on. You know, the first box set, you know, volumes 1 through 27 for part 1, you got some pretty great cover work. Then you get onto the second box set and it's like, wow, for part 2 he really stepped up his game, but for part 3, man, he held nothing back. He really went all out. I really like this one a lot, you know, little heartwarming family photo going on there. But yeah, man, Masashi Kishimoto, very talented. I absolutely love his style. I love the way he colors and shades his characters and his designs. It's so great. It's really great. Then moving on, we've got volume 55, and I like the color scheme on this one quite a bit. And Haku is honestly one of my favorite characters in the whole series, so glad to see Haku on there getting a little shine in. But yeah. Then we have volume 56. Volume 57 with Killer Bee, Naruto, and you got Toby there in the background with the Rinnegan and the Sharingan. And man, I love Masashi Kishimoto's art so much. He's not in, I don't think I'd put him in my top 3, but he's definitely in my top 10. I can't say with certainty, with confidence, if he's in my top 5, but he just might be. Man, Naruto has some great art. I don't care what anyone says. You can hate on Naruto as much as you want, but you cannot deny the art, especially when it comes to the volume covers, man. Look at that, look at that, look at the detail, look at the coloring, look at the shading. Oh my god, I love it so much. I could gush and rave about Naruto's volume covers all day long, because to me, at least out of everything in my collection, I think Naruto's definitely up there with the top 3 best covers when it comes to a series. I think I would give those slots, in no order. I'd give it to Naruto, Platinum Man, and Twin Star Exorcist for series I think have the best cover art in my collection. There you go, with volume 60. And then we move on to volume 61 with Kabuto and the Uchiha brothers. Great chapters in here, man. Great stuff, great stuff, great stuff. But of course, I'm an Uchiha fan. Well, you know, Itachi's my favorite character. Sasuke's my second favorite character. And I like everybody in the Uchiha clan. Oh, man. Man, I'm having a rush of nostalgia right now. I'm stumbling and stuttering all over my words as I'm looking at these covers and thinking about, you know, the history of Naruto and where we started at volume 1 and where we ended up with volume 72, and it's just, it's incredible. And we have volume 63, and just look at the detail, man. Look at the detail. Oh my god, I love Naruto so much. Go ahead, let me nerdgasm, let me fanboy just a little bit, man. This series meant so much to me. When it ended back in 2014, I felt like a part of me ended, like something was missing. Like once I stopped reading the series every week, I didn't really know what to do. Shout out to Best Girl, by the way. I didn't really know what to do with myself, man. I felt like something had really went missing, like I lost a part of myself. Because, like I said, man, I'd been reading Naruto for over 10 years, and it was up and over with. It was done. It was gone. But now that I finally have the entire series in my collection, in my possession, I'm really looking forward to rereading it over and over and over again, as I know I'm going to. Really dope cover again, by the way. Here we got volume 66. 67, 68, 69. Gotta love the colors on this one as well. Then we have 70, another one of my favorites in this entire set. Oh man, love it, love it, love it. You got Kaguya back there with the Sharingan, with the Rinne Sharingan. You got Sasuke and Naruto. You got Madara and Hashirama. You got Ashura and Indra, and it's just, oh man, I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Then we've got 71 with Team 7 one last time, and then rounding it off, last but definitely not least, you have volume 72 with Hokage Naruto standing there overlooking the village with his back turned towards his cape blowing in the breeze, man. And it's so cool seeing where Naruto started off and where he ended up as a character, how far he made it, you know, how much he achieved and how much success he acquired, you know. And it's so cool, man. It's really so cool. So I actually have 2 copies of this now because when volume 72 originally released back in like 2015, I want to say, I bought it. So now I got two copies of volume 1 and 2 copies of volume 72. And I guess I'll just hold on to both of those because why not? But yeah, those are all the covers. And before we wrap this up, I just want to show you that it also came with this poster, which I'll open up, and I'll probably have a photo on screen so you guys can get a better look at both sides of that. And then it also came with this bonus story, which is the Road to Naruto, the movie, and it's just a manga version of the Road to Ninja movie, the Road to Naruto, you know, where it's like an alternate universe. You see Best Girl over there down there in the hot springs. But yeah, man, So that is everything that came in this box set, and yeah. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is everything that I have picked up over the course of the last several months, where I haven't really been making any haul videos and I haven't really been buying as much manga as I used to. You know, I've drastically slowed down when it comes to my collecting, and that's mostly because I feel like I've practically reached my peak, you know, as a collector. And that's not to say that I'm done collecting and I'm done with manga or anything like that. There's still going to be hauls. They're just going to be farther and fewer between, you know, as it's been lately, and not as opposed to, you know, the way it was, say, maybe a year ago when I was buying, you know, a ton of volumes every month, and I'd have these larger hauls because I could buy manga in larger quantities. One, because I had more money to spare, and two, simply because there's more stuff out there that I wanted that I hadn't acquired yet. But I've reached the point where the majority of the goals that I set for myself as a collector when I began back in 2015, I've achieved, with one of the biggest ones being, you know, this Naruto box set and, you know, owning the entire series of it. So, you know, with that having been accomplished, I don't have nearly as many goals. I mean, I still got a couple of series I need to finish up, like Slam Dunk, July and April, and a couple others. And then you got ongoing series like Platinum Man and Twin Star Exorcist and Food Wars, which I want to continue to pick up. But yeah, like I said, much slower pace, farther and fewer between. Collection's still going to keep growing. I'm going to still make these haul videos, just not as frequently as I used to. So sorry if that disappoints anybody, but I like these. I know you guys like these, so I'm going to try and keep it up as best as I can. But I'm not going to, you know, overexert myself, or overexert my wallet, rather. And, you know, collecting all this manga and spending more money than I need to be just for the sake of having a huge collection, because that's never been what I set out to do. You know, I don't want 1,000 volumes if I'm not going to read 1,000 volumes. I want the stuff that matters most to me, the stuff that I really enjoy, the stuff that I really want to read, and something that means something to me, because I want my collection to be something that I'm proud of, because I know that I enjoy every one of those series. I've read every single one of those volumes, and that's something that I can say, hey, look at how much money I've spent, look at all the volumes I have. You feel me? So yeah, with all that being said, I think that's all I got today. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below. Let me know your recent pickups. Let me know your future pickups, stuff that you're looking forward to getting once it releases. And yeah, hit this video like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all the awesome content I want to bring you. With all that being said, that's pretty much all I have today. And remember, nothing can happen to you swinging the bat. Later.